Namaste, and welcome to Sea Change Yoga's online video series. I'm Sky Adams, Sea Change teacher and teacher coordinator. Sea Change Yoga brings trauma-informed yoga to those who need it the most and who may not have access or the means to take a yoga class. We believe that yoga heals and yoga is for everyone. The videos you're about to watch demonstrate a trauma-informed style of yoga. While you're encouraged to practice along with the teacher, please take good care and do what works best for your body. Everything the teacher offers is a suggestion. Please enjoy practice. You'll notice the teachers in these videos are using tools and equipment to help support their yoga practice. While these props are useful, they're not necessary. And if you don't have them available to you, you can use regular household items to substitute. So the first prop that we use is the yoga mat or the sticky mat. And they're available just about anywhere, but if you can't find one or don't have one available, you can use a towel or a blanket instead. So a towel on the floor would support your hands and knees for any kind of all fours position, for example. And then if you were doing a lunge position, you might choose to use instead a blanket underneath your knee for some additional support. Another useful prop is the yoga block. These blocks are usually made of high-density foam or cork or bamboo. And if you don't have these blocks available to you, books work just as well. So you could place the books at the front of your mat as a way of lifting the ground up to meet you to find some extension for your arms in a forward bend. The blocks also work well stacked up so that your hips can rise a little bit above your knees for a more comfortable seated position. If you're practicing the restorative yoga video, you'll notice these postures are held for an extended period of time, 6 to 8 minutes. So you might choose to have some additional support and soft comfort. A yoga bolster is used in the majority of restorative yoga postures. And if you don't have a bolster available to you, you can use a pillow or a couch cushion. The couch cushion provides just enough support for your entire spine so that you can relax into these restorative yoga postures. I hope you found this instructional video useful and enjoy your practice. Namaste. Good morning. Welcome to Restorative Yoga. So we're going to take our centering in our first posture, which is restorative fish. So if you want to place your lower back up against the bolster, and then you're welcome to lie back on the bolster and have the blanket underneath your knees if you'd like to extend your legs out in front of you. And you might just take the first minute here to settle in. I'm going to sit up while you're in this posture. So as you know, this class is based around choice. If something doesn't feel right, you're welcome to come out of the posture early, make a different choice for your body. Let me know if something doesn't feel quite right. And let's just begin together here with a deep breath in through the nose and out the mouth. So in restorative yoga, the postures are held from 5 to 8 minutes at a time. And the idea is for you to feel a very mild sensation, to feel comfortable, supported, so that you can invite your body to begin to relax. You might begin here with just noticing any sensations you already feel in your body. Perhaps you wiggle your fingers or your toes, let your head move from side to side. Notice where in the body you feel the breath moving. You might even relax in your jaw, swallow and relax the back of your throat. Give yourself permission to arrive here in this posture. Welcome your breath. Eyes can be closed. You're welcome to have your eyes open if you feel more comfortable. Give yourself the gift of your relaxed attention, knowing that it's possible that your mind will wander. You're welcome to bring it back to what you're feeling in your body, what you notice about your breath. More than anything, be kind to yourself. Gratitude for taking this time to be here on your mat this morning, with your body, with your breath. So in the last minute of this first posture, you might just notice if anything has shifted, if anything has settled or become a little easier. If you notice the quality or the depth of your breathing, in your chest, your ribs, maybe all the way down into your abdomen. Invite yourself fully back into this space. And again, this could look like small movements in the hands and the feet. Or it might feel nice to reach your arms up and overhead and take a full body stretch. Maybe spread the fingers, point the toes, or let a deep breath out the mouth. We'll begin our slow, mindful transition from this first posture back up to a seat. We'll move from that posture into a reclining twist, so you can use your props the way they are here. And it's up to you if you'd like to sit on a blanket or have it nearby. We're going to start with the right hip and leg up against the short edge of the bolster. You're welcome to have your knees together, or maybe it would be more comfortable to have some space between the knees. And then as your hands come down on either side of the prop, start to square your torso toward the bolster. So you're starting to come into a spinal twist. And then as you lie down on the bolster, it might feel okay to turn your head in the opposite direction. And then you'll be in a full spinal twist. Forearms might come down to the mat. Just noticing how that feels in your body. Okay. If your knees are toward the left and your head is toward the right, you're twisting from tailbone to crown. Just noticing if that rotation in your spine affects the way you're breathing. And again, you might start with just permission to notice your body in this shape. Where you feel sensation, hopefully mild or gentle. If everything is okay, allowing that to be the case. Allowing the breath to move. If you'd like, remaining still in this posture. Beginning the transition of awareness back to your body, back to your breath. You might just allow yourself 3 or 4 more deep rounds of breath before we transition to the second side of this posture. Only you know what it feels like to be in your body and when it is time to move on. So please take your time as you guide yourself to the left side of this twist. And I find it easiest to just turn around and place the left hip and leg up against the bolster. Again, maybe on the second side it would feel different to have the knees touching or to have the knees apart. And guiding your torso to this rotated position on the bolster. This time, if your knees are facing toward the right, your gaze would be to the left. As we approach the second side of this spinal twist, perhaps just taking a minute to notice any resistance or gripping that you're encountering in your body. It's not always easy to be still or to get comfortable. Where do you feel in your body? Somewhere that you could relax, become a little softer, more receptive to both the experience of stillness and the experience of your breath. And once more, perhaps inviting your relaxed attention back to your body. Is there something in particular you notice or feel? Where is your breath? For the last few breaths in this second side of our spinal twist, you might notice if your breath has become a little more elongated or deeper. There might even be a brief pause after your exhale before you begin your next cycle of breath. And again, in your own time, you can begin the transition from this posture back up to seated. And do take your time, there is no rush. How are you both doing so far? We're going to move from here into a forward bend. This is a restorative child's posture, and for this one you'll need your bolster toward the front of your yoga mat. So it's up to you if you would like to have your bolster on the mat, or you can stack the bolster up on blocks the way you did for supported fish. And then if you have sensitive knees, it could be nice to have a little bit of support here for your legs. And I'll show you both options. So the knees are going to be wider than the bolster. And you can bring the bolster up towards you and then recline forward. And maybe you start with your head looking toward the right. So if this is too much flexion for your knees, it might be nicer to lift the bolster up. In which case you would stack the bolster on the blocks the way you did before at the back of your mat. And this just gives you a little bit more lift, a little bit more support. So just noticing here the first of our forward bends. You might notice that there's a little bit of compression or constriction around the front part of your body where it touches the bolster. Does that feel limiting to your breath flow? If so, you might imagine bringing the breath into the back part of your body. Maybe there's space between your shoulder blades, your back rib cage, all the way down toward the lower back. I usually notice sensation here in my hips or my lower spine. There could be a sense of stretch, of opening. And again, just acknowledging in your own body if that feels okay. And if it does, can you allow the props to take the weight of your body? To allow yourself to be held up. Be supported. We are about halfway through this posture if you do want to turn your head in the other direction. Gradually coming back to this space with your awareness. Noticing if your mind has wandered. Gently and kindly calling it back to your body. It might feel nice here to stretch your arms or move your hips a little bit from side to side and still for a while. It would feel nice to take some gentle dynamic action into your body. Feel free. And if you'd like to join me in seated one last time, we'll set up together for our last posture of class. So you'll need your bolster and your blocks at the front of your mat this time. And this is a supported legs up the wall posture, so you want to make sure that the bolster feels supported, sturdy. Yeah. And then I usually align my legs right over the blocks, and that just feels a little bit steadier in my body. As you guide yourself to a reclining position, and sometimes it's nice to use the folded blanket on your lower abdomen just as a kind of grounding support. Or maybe you're starting to feel a little bit chilly. You could place the blanket over your torso or even drape it down towards your feet. And just notice if this feels like hopefully the most comfortable posture yet. This is our posture of final relaxation or Shavasana. It's very soothing to the nervous system to have the legs and the feet elevated. You might soften the tongue down from the roof of the mouth. Allow the lower jaw to be soft, face soft. Feel the firmness of the floor beneath you, the steadiness of it, the steadiness of your own breathing. Give yourself permission to rest. breath. The state of your thoughts, or any emotions you're experiencing right now. How your body feels. Maybe just beginning to broaden your awareness a little bit to the space around you, to each other. And beginning perhaps the slowest transition yet from stillness. You might begin with gentle movements. Sometimes I'll bend my knees, draw them in toward my chest. It might feel nice to move a little side to side or take a little circular motion for your lower back, starting to gradually return to motion. And then as you feel ready, I'm going to have you roll over towards your right side. You're welcome to pause here. Maybe you use your arm as a pillow, just recognizing the time to move on. What from this practice you might want to take with you into the rest of your day. And what you want to leave right here on the mat. As you're ready, we'll end together in seated. Once you've transitioned, it might feel nice to cover your heart with your hands, or perhaps you bring your palms together, thumbs in the center of your sternum in quiet prayer and reflection. Eyes can be opened or closed here. And I'll just mark the end of class with the invitation for shared breath. Inhale through your nose. Maybe exhale out the mouth. Lowering your chin as you do so. Thinking mind to loving heart. The light within me sees and honors the light within each of you. Thank you so much for your practice. Namaste. Namaste.